Hello, everybody. Today I want to go over the Z IDE. So this is the IDE that I have been using for the last 3 months almost exclusively. Uh, it has really changed the way I work specifically because it is so nicely compact and has a lot of features that are optimized for AI workflows or people that are coding with AI. And even doing things that are not coding, right? You can manage your files. There's a lot of stuff that we can do, and we'll go over each one of these soon. So the reason I moved on to this in the first place is because VS Code was just becoming completely unusable to me. I want to maybe go in and take a look, and we can see if I can, let's see, VS Code. Okay, well, it doesn't even, yeah, look at this. So with VS Code, like if you have a few panes open, a few windows open, it'll just crash and like you see all of the components disappear. And apparently this is a bug with GPU acceleration. And you can see like here, all the text is just ruined. And once this happens, there's no recovering. You have to completely shut down the window and like reopen it. Which means that if you had like 10 different windows open, all of those are shut down now. If you had 10 different projects open, all of the workflows that are happening like within the terminal, like the agents, all of that needs to be shut down for you to get your screen back. And that's just not good, right? It was wasting me at least like an hour to a week of me having to shut it down and reopen it. Now, a lot of people have adopted a ghosty and they just use like 10 different ghosty panes in a window, and that works for them. And while I like the idea and I did use that workflow a lot earlier this year, in middle of last year, I was opening a bunch of these terminals in ghosty and letting the LLMs run wild, which works, but then you lose track of you lose the mental model of the code, which I have found to be increasingly important. So going back, Z is built from the ground up. It does not use any VS Codium type, whatever. It's not a fork of VS Code. So if you think about Cursor, anti-gravity, all of these other variants, they're all based off of VS Code. And while it's great if you're working in one window on one project or maybe two windows and two projects, as soon as you start like trying to scale that up, it falls apart. Now, I highly recommend trying this out for various reasons. One of them is this like multiple project setup. So you can see here I have VLM Studio, which is a project open in one pane. I have or in one tab. Browser AI. This is Parchi. This is like the browser extension that I use for controlling and navigating through the browser. AMD here. This is a project that I'm running to get VLM Studio running on AMD. Hugging Face. This is a project that I'm trying to basically work on. You'll see this later. I don't want to get too deep into it. And then we have our blog. And this is just whenever I want to do something that, let's say, I don't really need to see something, I'll just open the blog and run the terminal in here. And if we just look at all of this, you could see that it's very well organized, right? I'm not overwhelmed. Like the sensory stimulation from all of this different stuff that's open doesn't bother me as much as if I tried to have VS Code open and then I would just have to keep like going between the different windows, which is really not good. Now, taking a step back, I've tried a lot of these, like let's say Codeex, the Codeex app, which I've enjoyed. I found it to be pretty nice, but they have issues as well. Like for example, we open this, let's open it. It works, and it's generally all right. It has the ability to see what files have been changed, and this is a lot of this is new as well. I haven't seen this because it's been a few days since I've opened it. It's pretty good, but I just don't think that I like working this way where I don't know what's happening in every single file. Like I can't just jump around and navigate through stuff outside of whatever is being staged. So let's close this back up and go over a few of the pros of Z. So we're going to go to Firefox. They released the Agent Client Protocol standard. So this is a very good, agent communication protocol. This is a very good standard. It lets you have a cursor-like experience with your own subscriptions. So it creates this pane. You can see it here on the right. And this pane lets you connect any one of your different agents, right? I have my Claude Code set up here, Codeex, all of them could be set up here, and you can very easily add any one that you want that isn't already supported. Like I've added one for Pi, and I've added one for Minimax Agent. And when you look at this, this lets you just jump between all of these different tools and gives you this agent experience where you see it like changing files, you see what it's doing while it's doing it. You can follow it around, which I like this feature. And yeah, and you have like all of the different features here that you could see. I'm going to open Pi for a second. And we can take a look here, and you have different sessions that you can open. So I have my sessions, and I can just go navigate between them. Like this is stuff that I built, right? So one of the complaints that I've had a lot with Zed, or I've heard people experience with Zed, is that you can't navigate between the sessions. It doesn't store the history if you're not using their own agent. But the thing is, you can use their own agent for free with any of your subscriptions, just by going in and then adding more providers to it. And I love that. I think that that's a great way of handling things. So now we have the feature here. So this is like the window navigation, and you can imagine how much more efficient this makes you. I'm going to respond here. I don't think you did the desktop. I saw that you did a tablet view, and I saw that it's in light mode, and the style does not match the front end at all. Please rethink this. I need you to redesign this from the ground up using the design standards that were set in front end. The same composer type, the same navigation type, everything needs to match, but it just needs to be in Swift. Go over there, do this, and get back to work. And I've also been using Super Whisper, I believe is the name, because it lets you, like, right now the bottleneck is how much attention does it take me to go from file to file? How much attention does it take me to go from here to there? And, you know, because I have to re-catch back up to whatever is happening within a specific window whenever I navigate to it. So let's see here, we have the browser AI. We are aware of this, and this is still working from my understanding. And this has essentially been how I've done my workflows as of late. I think that, you know, trying this out, you have your LSPs, which help you keep track of whatever is going on. So that lets the model know that, okay, you're making a mistake here and you have an error here. All the errors will show up in the pane bottom as well. And you can use your terminal. So you're not really stuck using the ACP pane itself. You can use the terminal just like I do. You can have multiple terminal tabs just like I do here. I also think that like it's a beautiful IDE in general. Let's go to the extensions and take a look at the different designs. So we have themes, and I want to install Dracula. And the extension feature has gotten significantly better since the last time I was using this. Let's see, how do I use this again? We would go here and settings and select theme. And, you know, the design I have sincerely enjoyed. I think that this is a very good way to work within an IDE. It's less crowded, it has less issues. One common thing is, like, again, everybody talks about how the extensions are not, like, you know, there yet. And I just think, like, what do you need more extensions for, right? You don't really need any more extensions. You have everything that you need here. Why would you switch from this? And, like, what is the cost of switching from it? So all this is free. Obviously, you pay for the subscriptions. I think they do give you like 2 weeks or a month even of free usage if you want to join and check it out. I feel like you would get a much more productive experience working through this versus going in, you know, trying to have 10 windows open. I want to know, like, is that a problem that you've experienced? Because for me, now I have all of these models that can work for very long periods of time. And I don't need to just sit in a single project all the time. I can make new projects and I can explore, and I can kind of, like, this is like basically completely automated for me, right? The only thing I need to do is just take a look, review, and then tell it what to do next. And I think that's essentially how we are going to move into the future. And you can see that we have like open code desktop. I'll go into why this is important in a second. But with open code. So they have a desktop app. Codeex has a desktop app. I think everybody is aware that this is essentially where we're moving towards, where the user only really update available, install, and restart. Okay. So these companies are starting to realize that really the IDE itself is not as important as it used to be. Now, it's still important. There's still a lot of things that are relevant that you need an IDE for, but it's not how it used to be. You can be very productive outside of the IDE. But do you want to be able to see the code? And if the answer to that is yes, you will need an IDE, because the terminal itself, unless you're really good at what is that stuff called? Like, those people that are running like all these like weird shortcuts and commands. Unless you're really good at that, then the terminal isn't going to work well. Unless you want to sit in the GitHub review process every day, like not know what the code even looks like until you push up to GitHub, then I feel like that's just not good enough. With the like these tools, right? Like the desktop applications. So there's Codeex, there's Open Code, there's Factory. So Factory, which is Droid, has one as well. Unless you want to sit in here, let's take a look. I want to log in, and we are going to check this out. Also, this is a nascent. So this is like a young project, relatively speaking, and there's a lot of outsized return if you can figure out how to contribute to their ecosystem, right? Because it is only getting more popular. It is only becoming more essential to have this system that can manage multiple windows at the same time within a single view. So if you're a developer of extensions, if you're somebody that is interested in like building for IDEs and for developers, I feel like this is a great opportunity. I don't get anything from shilling this personally, just to be clear. This is simply what I have found to be useful. And despite like, this is a great experience here. I really enjoy this. You have your terminal. I need to see the code. And I think unless these types of projects can implement a way for me to just see the code at all times, like I can look at the files. So now this was not an experience that existed in open code. Now this is very interesting to me. This is what we need, because you have to have a mental model of the code. These models will just like slop everything up and waste your time. The longer you spend without reviewing what they're doing, the more you have to clean up after them into the future. And I found Zed to be the best experience for this. I'm really interested in how the open code desktop app works now, and I will be checking that out later. Hopefully you guys learned something from here. Oh, one last thing is that they do have Zeta, I believe, which is a tab completion model. So you can, if you're into writing the code yourself, it's not great, but it is decent. The cursor version is the best, but this is pretty decent, and you can configure your own provider, which I find to be very interesting. So I am going to try that out soon and let you know how that goes. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. Please let me know in the comments if you have any other tools you'd recommend me check out, especially if they address the problems that we discussed today. Thank you.